How's everything coming along?
Yeah.
Pretty good. No distractions?
Yeah.
A little bit?
Yeah.
No. Yeah, we figured we'd leave you guys for a few days to get really kind of rooted into what you're doing and see if you guys need anything.
Yeah, I think they had a meeting in New York yesterday, or 2 days ago. I think it's Saturday. And now they have 2 meetings in San Francisco today.
Wow.
So, still light blockchain. This is going to be like progress. Yeah, we started with the synchronization, the new synchronization protocol. Found a couple of bugs in the beta.net, but really minor ones, not really affecting functionality. We're now starting to kind of do like a performance evaluation of the JungleDB. Then Daniel, what he finished in the last couple of days is like a remote control interface for the backend nodes, for the backbone nodes. The only kind of way to look at the state of a backbone node was to connect with a server and just look at the log. And he has built like a really neat remote adapter where we can just use the blockchain cockpit that we already have for like a local instance of Nimiq.
This remote this remote connection actually exposes the same API as the usual instance that you run locally, so that you don't have to change the surrounding code, like all the ecosystem you built around it. It just talks to the server in the same way it talks to your local code. And for this reason, I could just plug it in. It's plug and play, and you just don't have to change the other code. So the master branch is really the version where we don't want to have any bugs, which should be bug-free and nice code and nice functionality. And the other branches can be a sort of experiment. And now it's gonna connect to the server, and it essentially gives you all the same information, just if it would be your own instance. That's the idea. Like it's really plug and play.
Doing?
Good.
You guys good?
Yeah.
I'm very worried about this dog now.
Is it a cut?
Shoot. Hallo. Gut, alles klar? Bist du Teil vom Team? How you doing, man? All good?
Yeah. Traveling.
Well, it's just all these stops and
Yeah.
switches and changes.
Servus. Is that a clean cut haircut?
Yeah, we both got haircuts.
I'm next. I gotta do that.
We actually needed to get haircuts.
It's kind of out of control, like. Horrible.
And say this is now your corporate identity.
Yeah.
That basically means somebody has to do all the website stuff and
All the social medias, everything.
progressive
All your
designs.
letterheads, everything, yeah.
And so to have somebody
Emails.
in-house.
Yeah. Always built a good relationship.
But first of all, this guy looks like he's. I like how he introduced himself. I like the first sight of
What did you like so much about it?
that it's so humble, not overselling. He's not trying to oversell himself. He just says, "This is what I do."
Yeah, because for the statistic collecting stuff, some more questions would need to be answered, like what kind of data, how to store the data, and like. So I wanna build up to that point by starting with the database and
What
maybe
do we do with it?
building something like Etherscan, a Nimiq scan.
I was very impressed by one of the design companies we met. Had a guy on the team who, I wonder if it's official role, how technical it is, but he found, he opened the IndexedDB and asked where the key was, and today in the call it was confirmed to me that that's what he does. He's extremely driven to understand and look at. He said it's impressive. He can do this in any domain. Like that's just his personality.
Very good.
Got a lot going on.
Yeah, perfect.
I like that.
Full blood engineer. Can take
Yeah,
apart any system,
full
basically.
blood, just smart,
He
wide.
asked a lot of tough questions. He was like, okay, how do you establish the WebRTC connections? Don't you need a backbone server for that?
The last company was exact. So if this was here, they were like butterfly level.
Wow.
We tried, remember, and we kind of got. It was just our explanations also didn't make sense. We started with the private key and got lost in the private key. I think the whole conversation wasn't. You know how sometimes you have a good entry point?
Yeah.
We just had no good entry point. It's just we got. It never turned into a high level easy first step.
And and blockchains are so counterintuitive at first that really has to kind of settle in order for you to understand. Really understand it. So
Exactly.
if you've never
just swallow
exactly,
it in an hour. It's just-
Exactly. That does. I think that doesn't work.
And
So
they
if you come unprepared into this and into that kind of a meeting.
and they had never
It's
used.
surprising.
Nobody owned Bitcoin. You know, never anybody set up an account with.
Oh, and by the way, I think the design agency in New York, they said they knew your vlogs before they knew us.
Yeah. They do it too. Yeah, that's right.
Cool. Our CFO, the Chief Focus Officer.
Flow and focus.
That little interaction time that I get, yeah. And I fill it wisely. I'm not playing when I play with the little rare time that I have and take with her. I don't play with dolls. I play Lego, of course.